My name is Nicholas Smith. I live and work here in Melbourne. I work predominantly with ceramics within a broader sculptural practice. I tend to pull materials out of things that I have culturally and personally inherited and reinterpret them through a contemporary queer lens. For Future Remains, I've produced a new body of work titled A Gentle Hesitation Between, and the work is made up of a series of terracotta ceramics that are incorporated into a larger setting of sculptural objects. So I'm drawn to cheap and poor materials that assume to be something more than what they are. So, for example, I have produced a column that's made out of materials that you wouldn't expect a column to be made of, such as cardboard, foam, pine. That contradiction can be used to unsettle how a work is read. All of these things can come to the surface when there isn't this overarching framework that it can be neatly fitted into. In that in-between space, that's where I locate a kind of queer language and queer perspective.
My name's Salote Tawale. I'm an artist based on the Gadigal lands of the Eora Nation. And for Future Remains, I've created Constellation. It takes elements from my own past, so that occurs in a larger dormant materially, but also in a soundscape that is the ocean, and then out of the waves crawl different musical moments from my own past. Materiality is really important to me. I think it speaks volumes to history, community, present moment. Some of the materials are from Fiji, some of the materials are from Australia. There's usually quite a crossover in these materials. You can get them in both places. In the centre of the sculpture is kind of a map. It directly relates to my own Fijian heritage and has a geographical reference, and on the back of it is a fictional map of the stars. I do see this rather large object behind me as a cultural object, and hope when people come and experience it, there's a little bit of awe in the scale of it, but also recognise that materiality as something that exists in their own worlds.
My name's Andy Butler. I am an artist, writer and a curator based here in Melbourne. As an artist, I mainly work with video that responds to archival research that I've been undertaking to just really understand the machinations of political power that have shaped our world and gotten us to where we are today. For Future Remains, I've made a 3-channel moving image work called Living Truthfully in Invented Circumstances. And in it, I worked with Southeast Asian actors to recreate scenes from Hollywood films that were screened in Manila in the 1930s during the height of the American colonial period.
Well, I would not be so discourteous as to make you sad.
I was drawn to Canberra because I was looking for interesting archives around Americans in the Philippines. And funnily enough, there is a really significant archive held at the National Library of Australia. So for the Philippines, which is a former American colony, they got the collection of an American anthropologist. Henry Otley Beyer has nothing to do with Australia. He's never been here. And to me, that just seems like the most absurd and sinister way of trying to understand the region. The opportunity to undertake a Macfarlane Commission has meant that this work has been able to come to life with a team of collaborators in a way that never could have been done on my own.
We're ready when you're ready.
Okay, cool.
It's a really great opportunity to be a part of the Macfarlane Commission, to expand not only the team that I work with in my studio, but the ideas that I have. It's also just really nice to be a part of a group show of artists who also have this sense of expansive experimentation in their work.
The Macfarlane Commission has really allowed me to produce work on a larger scale than I have been able to in the past. It's given me the time to really sit with my work. I work quite slowly, and time is essential to producing these objects.